Welcome, in front of me is a Alcatel 5V, and today I will show you a couple of tweaks and tricks that you can do on this device. So we'll start off with the gesture navigations, which will basically remove the buttons that you see on the bottom and make them into swiping ones. And to do it, we'll go into the settings, and then under the display you will find navigation bar, so right here. And you have a couple options for the ones that you have that are by default enabled, the normal buttons. You can change the layout, you can pin it and kind of make it hide and stuff like that. Or you can enable the full screen gestures and get a couple page of basically preview on how to use it. But basically swipe up to close, swipe up and hold to go into recent, and swipe from the sides as a back button. Basically doesn't matter which side you swipe from, it will always act as a back button. So moving on, we're gonna go into hiding the atrocious notch that is right here, kind of unreasonably big. And to do it, you can go back to where we were, which is under the display, and you will literally find it under the navigation bar, as you can see, notch. From here, when you go, you can flip it off and it will mimic in a way, just a bigger top of the screen, turning basically everything white and the display black. I'm not sure if this is actually an AMOLED display or not. It looks fairly good, like it's not on, so works fairly well. But to me it's kind of whatever, although this notch is truly hideous. So moving on, we're gonna go into a option that is fairly good if you're a typical commuter and use public transportations a lot. And for instance, when you're trying to log into somewhere and start typing the password, and it starts showing every character of your password. So whoever's looking at it can easily, if it has some kind of sense, can look at each letter of it and remember it and get basically the password. So there's a way of actually making it hidden, so every time you actually type in the letter, it's never visible. It's always as just a blank spot, or a dot more accurately. And so to enable it, we'll go into security. So go to settings, to the main screen, and security and location. And from here, should be somewhere, there it is, show passwords, which I'm not sure why it's not disabled. It probably would have been better as a disabled by default than enabled. But so when you turn it off, now for instance, if I go to, what would be a good place? Oh, Play Store. Sign in. So I'm just gonna will it work? Yep. So now, as you normally remember, when you write a single letter, it will show up instead of a dot for like a second or so. And now it's just an immediate dot. So no one can look over your shoulder and check out what password you're writing in. So a fairly nice thing. I really find this helpful. So moving on, we're gonna go into the developer options. So for instance, you want to shorten the animations that you have, like this raising up as you just seen, or whenever you tap on it and kind of zooms into the screen. You can either shorten them, make them longer, or altogether remove them basically. And to do it, we'll go back into the settings and go all the way down to, I'm guessing it's going to be under system, yep, and about phone. And from here you should see build number, which is right here. Tap it 7 times, you will get a little message that you are now in developer mode, or you are now a developer. And once that is visible, you can go back and you should find somewhere, I'm just gonna search for it, developer options. So it's under system and developer options, so right here. And from here I have a fairly wide list of things you can change. Primarily they will cater more to developers, as the name states, but there's like ones that I would find useful as a normal user. Right here, the window animation scale, transition animation scale, and animation duration scale. And basically what those mean is, for instance, animation duration scale or animation transition animation scale. Let's go with this one. And if I get, for instance, 10 times longer, you get this glorious slow motion of window shades. And if you make it, for instance, off, and the same, it will basically, once I pull up, it will be instant, no animation. So something like it. And then you can also go with, as you can see, it works like this. You can change animations of it, or as I said previously, you can basically remove them all together as well, like so. And now they're instant. There's no latency between them. I'm gonna revert it back to the normal one, which is animation scale 1, X. That's the default. And we're gonna move into the last thing, which is the fingerprint options basically. And let's go back to the settings, the main page of settings. And from here, security and lock, and then fingerprint sensor. And from here you have a couple things that you can do with the fingerprint at the back apart from unlocking your device. So you can use it to take photos, not very useful. Clear notifications, might be handy. Go back to the home screen. Would be nice if it would actually work immediately, not by holding it for like, yeah, I'm gonna demonstrate it. See, where is it? It's somewhere here. So I'm gonna say I'm holding it now, and it takes solid couple seconds for it to actually turn off. So that isn't also very useful, but you have it for pickup calls, and you have also, you can use it to show notification panel. Those are the two ones that I would find useful. So when someone calling, you can actually just tap the sensor to pick up, and the notification, it's fairly nice. If you're holding a phone, you can just swipe it down like so to bring up the notification panel, and also swipe up to put it back away. And it especially is super handy, let's say if you have a bigger display. This one is fairly reasonable sized, so I guess it's equal and challenge to reach it either with your thumb from the top or with the sensor. But when you have like some kind of massive display, it gets kind of chaotic to try to reach for the top to pull down the notification. So something like the sensor swipe is really handy in my opinion. So those would be the all tweaks and tricks that I wanted to share. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.